Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. I'm very excited, as I've said to you, and I'm going to be showing you all week in the latest copy of Creative Stamping. I've got an article for Indigo Blue. I'm part of the Indigo Blue design team. That's me, as you know, and this is the article that I was doing, which is mini card box with all of the little cards and everything in there, and there's downloads and things that you can get the papers and measurements and everything for this project. It is in, as I said, the Creative Stamping magazine. 127 festive ideas to try, issue number 140. It's the world's #1 stamping magazine, which means that you can get it throughout the world. Free downloads, beginners guides, mixed media, all sorts of things in there, so it's something worth getting. This is the free stamp set that you get. There's over 40 stamps, so you've got, it's very difficult to sort of see properly on here, but you've got robins, beautiful stag, which I did a card for the other day, another stag, you've got swirls, musical notes, Merry Christmas borders, holly, little snowflakes, postage stamps, all sorts of things. As I say, there's over 40 stamps in there, all completely free. You also get a nice little stencil. Let me put that on here. And you've got lovely patterns on there. You've got sort of a script to go in the back. You've got this one, which is fir cones and obviously a sprig, and you've got snowflakes as well. So you get all of that, and then you get downloads of all the papers, and the papers are lovely. I'm not going to show you those, but you know, do have a look at the magazine. I'm delighted that I've got an article in which, as I say, is fantastic. So I thought we would do something with this these stamps this week, and we're using this, which is the outside wreath. Let me just take it out so you can see it. All of these bits are separate, so they're not together. So that's your outside wreath, frame, for want of a better word. And all I've done is I've stamped it and then I've coloured it in, because I thought you didn't really want to see me doing that, so I've done that beforehand. Just put that one back. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do in there, but I've decided to choose the houses, and I might choose these little trees in the background. I'm not sure. I think they might work, or I might have to do that and then cut it out, because I don't really want to. I want to try and do it on a one layer. So if I put that in there, then that's got to come in front, and I'm going to have to cut that out, which I can do, but I don't think I'm going to do that on this one. I think I'm going to do it slightly differently, but we will probably use the trees in another card. So this one is going to go here. What I want to do is I want to make a little background. I'm going to do it in this grey one. I've done another one in green. You could have it this way up, you could have it that way up, so it will fit all sorts of things. So I'm going to pop this onto a block, because I'm just going to stamp it with a block this time. I did it with the Stamparatus on the last one, but I'm going to do it with a block this time. So what I want to do is I want to take some VersaFine Onyx Black. I use VersaFine all the time because it is one of the finest inks. VersaFine Clair, VersaFine Onyx, or VersaFine inks are really, really good because they are very fine and very crisp. So I want this to go slap bang in the center like that. There we go. And you've got this lovely little snowy house, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So what I want to do is I want to do a snowy bank on here. So I am going to take a little bit of, that will probably work. I'm going to take it sort of in at a bit of an angle so that I've got the most amount that I can, like that. And then what I want to do is I just want to put it just along the side of the house like that, so we can have a little sort of snowy bank. Now I'm going to use some sponge or a sponge dauber. Sorry, knocking the camera, just getting my sponge daubers out from the shelf. And I just want to use something fairly sort of neutral. I think that's probably a black or a brown or a something. Let me have a look and see if I've got any. Yes, that's perfect. The good idea is to use something that you've already got on there rather than anything new. And I'm literally just going to go down like this. And just do that into the background. So can you see you've got that, just gives you a little snowy bank on there. And that's all I want to do on that little bit, because I don't want anything more on there. Now, if you've got a very fine, and I need to have a look and see if I've got a very fine black pen, you can make these. So let me have a look and see. Yes, that's fine enough. So what I can do on here is to take this on here, so where that little line was, and just take it out to the side, then take it from here and take it out to the side. So you've then got that little snowy piece coming through, and it looks more you know, bank of snow, as it were. So I want to make this quite snowy. So I am going to use, and this is something that you'll probably go like, what? We have in the Indigo range arsenal of products, we have this, which is called True Grit Artist Quality Texture Paste. Now, I need to make sure that I've got my have a look at that for a second. I've just got to go and get my, here it is, my embossing tool, my heat embosser, because you can make snow with texture paste or with Indigo Blues texture paste. Don't ask me if you can make it with other ones. I don't know. I've only seen it done and I haven't done it myself yet. So I'm just going to pop this in on, or plug it in like that. So I've got that ready. Then all I need to do is to take a little bit of this texture paste. We don't want a lot. Out of here. And we're just going to put just a little bit in on here like this. So I'm just sort of smoothing it out. You don't want too much, because if you're just doing it on cardstock like this, you don't want it to, what do you call it, bleed into it, and then you won't have anything left. So I'm just sort of putting this on here, just some little bits, spreading it out fairly thinly, trying to get some down in on the bottom. So take your time, don't over rush it. Now I'm just going to turn it round this way so I can just get it up a little bit on here. And you see, I'm not adding any more because I don't want a lot of it, because if you have too much it will take too long to dry, and I don't want it to take too long to dry. Okay, so that's there. And then I just want a little tiny bit on the roof, so I'm just gonna try and just put some little bits just like this on the roof. I don't want to take it over where the roof is, just want to have a little tiny bit on the roof. Like that. Okay, so let's see if that's going to work. So it's the first time I've tried it. I've seen it. I've seen Kay, who owns Indigo Blue. I've seen her demonstrate it, and I thought, you know what, I need to have a go at this. So this is a perfect one to do it with. So let me just put my heat tool on, and I'm hoping that if I just put this on here, as it dries, it will start bubbling. And it will start puffing up. Oh yes, here we go. So I think I need to dry it out first a bit. And then when it's really dry, I should, let me do it up this way so you can see it better. So as you put it on, it'll start puffing up. Leave it for just a second. That's puffing up nicely. Oh yes, can you see? I don't know whether you can actually, but it puffs. I think once it's finished, you should be able to just sort of see where it puffs up. Okay, let's take that off like that for now. Now, I don't know whether you can see. Can you see on, bring it up a bit. It's very difficult to see. Yes, you can sort of see. Can you see how it sort of puffs up so it looks like snow? So now I've got something that actually looks like snow. I probably should have coloured it in afterwards, shouldn't I? I quite like the stone brick on there, but I think I need to just colour it in a little bit of sort of stone colour. What have I got that's sort of stony? Is that sort of stony? Let me have a look and see. It might not be, but it might be. Might be more orangey than stone. That I think will work actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this part. So this is coming into the sort of the little stone part on here, because I didn't want it to be too bright. And I'm just going to, as I say, I probably should have done this first, but I wanted to have a go and to see what this snow was like, or texture paste just bubbled up. And it does look rather good. So I'm just taking it down here. Sorry, I'm going quiet. I'm just sort of looking to see. Okay, so that's got that bit on there. Now, I do want to have something a little bit more on that. I'm actually quite impressed with that. That's really bobbly there, really sort of snow-like, which is nice. I do want to do something in the background there. And what I can do is, I think I'm going to use this stencil. So let me just, if I put this stencil in on here, I should be able to take it in. Let me just get a pale blue and see if I can take it in that pale blue. That'll work. And then I just need a pale blue. So we'll have this as the pale blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sponge it first, just on the inside. And as I say, I probably should have done this before I did the snow. But I just wanted to see what the snow looked like. You know what it's like when you try something and you go like, oh, quite like that. There we go. So I'm just making this a little bit paler to start off with. Then we've got these snowflakes. So Let me see if I can take them in. I've got my barrier, so I know where I'm going. And then all I want to do is, I'm just going to see, I'm not sure how well they come out with a sponge dauber. I know if I did paint they would probably come out better, but I'm hoping that it will give me a nice sort of little background there. Let's take that out and see. Oh yes, that's quite pretty, isn't it? Let's put a little bit up in the top there. And down on this bit. Like that. Oh, that is pretty actually. I do like that. I want to try and get some a little bit closer. That there. And that there on that side. Hopefully that'll be a bit better. Oops. There we go. So we've got some lovely little sort of snowy snowflakes and things in the centre there. Very simple, this card, but, you know, it's using a few different techniques and things, which I think is quite fun. Now, I could put something round on the side here. I don't know. I haven't really got... If I put that in like that, that actually looks quite pretty. What I probably do is to fussy cut round there and then to lay it onto something where I've got more a background piece on there. The only other way of doing it is to actually turn round and make your back piece here different. So have we got, what have we got in here that we can use to give ourselves something in on that background? Now, we used the musical notes last time. Oh, let's use some snowflakes, shall we? I've got a big snowflake there. Let's take that one out. That's a good one, isn't it? There's three different types of snowflakes, so there's three that I could use, but I think I'm only going to use one of them because then that will go in easily, won't it? And I'm just going to stick it on the end of this block like that. And then I can just do some, do it in the blue as well, because I think that that will look quite pretty. Or I could do it in, no, we want to have outside of the frame a different colour. So let's do the outside of the frame in grey, which will go with the same colour as I did the inside of the frame. And I'm just going to do this. Like that. Because then it brings the frame in a bit more. These are lovely snowflakes. Saves me doing some paper, you see. Let's take that out that way. And I'm sort of overlapping them a bit so that it's almost like a patterned snowflake background. Just along like this. Very quick and simple. There we go. So that's given that background a little bit more. And then what I need to do is just to tie it all together. Now, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do it my normal way, is to get these, which are my Posca pens, which I use all the time. And I'm just going to get a mat out so I don't get that too much into my newer board. Take my ruler out. Now, I always use a ruler with a metal edge because that helps to make it nice and thick and straight and not bleed. Whereas if you do it with a plastic ruler or a ruler that hasn't got a good edge on it, as you pick it up, it's quite easy for it to bleed, which is not what you want. So let me just put this down on here like that. Just take the edge here. Okay, so we've got a nice edge round it. And then all I need to do is to put it very simply onto a card blank like this. So let me just take that up. I'm not going to do it till it's completely dried out, but there we go. You've got a very sweet little card with sort of real looking snow on there, just using a little bit of the True Grit Artist Quality Texture Paste, which is the fine one. And as I say, you can see how it comes up and it just bubbles quite nicely like snow. So I hope you enjoyed that. Very simple one. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.